I've just arrived to Medellin, Colombia, in the Colombian mountains. And this is going to be everything you need to know to live in Medellin, in a Colombian city. In my opinion. There's obviously going to be more out there. But first things first, tour the crib. Now the cool part is I'm living in a Colombian Barrio. So what that means is I am not in a safe apartment building with security guards in the main part of the tourist area of the city. No, I'm not in the tourist area of the city. I'm in a different area of the city that is a little bit cheaper, but really that wasn't the reason why I wanted to be here. I've been here before, and I wanted to come back to this exact spot because it's very cozy. It's in a little neighborhood that's kind of fun, and it's less like cookie cutter. When I travel, I hate going to the places where all the tourists are, because I feel like I'm not actually a tourist. Like I don't want to just go and take advantage of all of the tourist stuff. I want to actually like live in the place where I'm at. That's the most fun part about traveling, like becoming one of the people here. So right now, just to show you guys, oh shit, let me grab my key. I don't want to get locked out here. I am in a Colombian Barrio. Get a little view over here. So let's get out there. This is my front yard. A little bit of grass here. It's where people take the dogs. Got a little bit of statue of the Virgin Mary over there. And then literally right next door, below someone's house, that's their house, below someone's house is a nice little convenience store. And just to show you, I'll come in here real quick. Hola, bro. Bien, ¿y tú? Yes, sir. This is the owner. We're homies now. He's got, a little bit of everything, a little bit of seed oils, a little bit of cervezas over here, a little bit of stuff to cook with. There's a little shop over there that they open and it has like hot dogs and stuff like that. Usually people are out like watching soccer games. There's tons of soccer games all the time, so every single night. So this is the crib. Come inside here. And then this is the living room. So it's super chill. Got a couch, more than enough room for 1-2 people. You got the table, the workstation. You got the table with all of the extra stuff, and then you got this little hallway here. I realized I started this video on the selfie cam, not on the other cam. Got some storage back here, and then it goes straight into the kitchen. So here's the kitchen, obviously super clean, and then check out that freaking view right off the balcony. Look at that. And if you look down, it does go down pretty far. I mean, I don't know how many stories that is, probably like to that street over there. I don't know, 8, 9, because look at those apartment buildings. Those are on that level, something like that. But it's super chill. I mean, this is the view I get to wake up to every day. This is why I didn't want to be in like the tourist area, because I'm just gonna, see a bunch of other tourists. I'm gonna be on floor 1. Like, this is the view that I want to wake up to every single day. So that's that. I got my fridge here with all my whole foods, my eggs, my sausages, my beef, my steak, everything I need. Freaking idiotic story, but kind of funny. So I went to that shop next door and I was just looking around and I saw this big sack full of frozen grapes. And as a kid, I loved frozen grapes. I literally love frozen grapes. They're like candy. If you freeze grapes and eat them, it's literally like eating a piece of candy. So I'm like, hell yeah, right? Because I eat pretty healthy, but I'm like, that's a freaking steal. That's a find. Like just a sack of freaking grapes. So I came in here, I started munching on one. They're fucking beans. Beans. I bit straight into a bean. And I was like, what is this? This is absolutely ridiculous. But no, it's all good. Maybe I'll get grapes another time. It's no big deal. But now I just have a bag of beans in my freaking freezer. This is the supplement table. The fucking biohacking table. If you guys know anything about me, I love to biohack. I love to try new things. I love to, just like buy a bunch of stuff and see how my body reacts. So I got a couple of things for a parasite cleanse here. I have, I got the methylene blue. Now, a lot of people use methylene blue and they have no idea how to use it. It's very unhealthy if you don't know how to use it, but if you know how to use it, you can use it for different things. Like, for example, it acts as natural sunscreen. Bet you didn't know that. I got the creatine here. Now, one thing about creatine, is loaded with deuterium. None of you have ever heard of deuterium, so I'm kind of wishy-washy on the creatine. I'm not as consistent as a lot of you are, because everyone's like, oh, it's great for your memory, oh, it's great for everything else. There's tons of deuterium in it, and it's actually not that great when you look at it through that lens, but I'm still like on the fence doing my research, stuff like that. Of course, I got the Kaizen Health supplement stack in here. You guys can go to the Kaizen Health channel and run through the program if you want to find anything more about that. I have the health program that I'm running, and me and my business partner are running, so you guys can find more about that through any platform that I'm on, really. And then you got some extra stuff, a little bit of tribulus for testosterone, a little bit of extra stuff that I'm trying here and there. Obviously, too much of anything is a bad thing. So, don't freaking take my word for it and, overdose on freaking tribulus or magnesium, but, magnesium glycinate. Everyone should be on that for sure before sleep, 100%. Got the floss picks here. Got to remember the floss, boys. And one of my personal favorites, the glycine. I know everything is backwards because I'm holding my phone. But the glycine is one of my favorites. If you guys need a good night's sleep, fucking drop some glycine in and you'll have dreams for days. But yeah, it's a pretty chill crib. It's kind of like narrow here, but it's really not that bad. We got the bedroom in here. Ignore the stuffed animals. Not mine. I got my stuff, my blue light glasses here, chilling on the bed. And then you just wake up in the morning and you're like, bah, look at that view. Pow, it's right there, and hit you in the face. Got the red light here, obviously. If you guys don't know about red light, 1 for therapeutic uses, obviously a great tool. 2 for circadian alignment. If you travel or if you can't wake up with the sunrise for some reason and go to bed on time, you can use that as a tool. So this is why I tell all the people that run through the course, the program, I help everyone do this. But yeah, small little bathroom here. It's pretty chill. But yeah, that's pretty much the crib. So maybe I'll show you guys a little bit later, a little bit of the parties that go on outside, but they're pretty nice with it. It's like a little neighborhood. It's like a little cul-de-sac, right? They usually cut it off around like 9 p.m. maybe. They're really nice. They don't go into the night and partying. You can kind of hear some stuff down that hill I was showing you from people that just don't give a fuck. But, down here, like, it's pretty nice. 9 p.m., they're shutting stuff off. Even if there's a game, they're being a little quiet. It's a family neighborhood. Got the grounding mat down here. And I didn't show you guys. Okay, let me actually show you this. I got a grounding bed sheet. It's been working freaking wonders. So I might do another video on this completely, but this is silver lined. I don't know if you can see the silver lines in there, but it's literally connected with a cord to the wall. You can see that's in the grounding socket there, and it goes straight on the actual mattress, and you get to ground and lower all your inflammation while you sleep. It's really, really nice. But that's the crib, super nice, pretty fairly cheap. It's about $1,000 a month is what it is. So if you go anywhere else, this is on Airbnb, of course. You go anywhere else, you're gonna find probably nothing less than like 15, unless you're sacrificing some stuff. Now, obviously this doesn't have all the amenities, but I'd say this makes up for the amenities. The area isn't like the safest, but like as long as you have good OPSEC, when to look over your shoulder, you're not walking around with your phone, just like, like this. I was in the cul-de-sac, but yeah. Like, randomly, like as long as you don't look like a victim or act like a victim, you're not gonna be a victim. So it's not the safest place, I will say, but I think that's the fun part of it. If you go to the safe place, it's like going to Mexico and going to an all-inclusive resort. Like, okay, yeah, you went to Mexico, like, have fun, I guess. But so yeah, this is a little bit of a different spot than the straight tourist area, but this is what I personally like. It's what I'd recommend, unless you are looking for super safety and want to pay for that, or a little bit more amenities. I know some of my boys have like a sauna. It's like a gated, apartment building, maybe a pool, stuff like that. I see people walking all the time, every single day. Like, it's a nice little, area, and there's lots of stores around and stuff like that. So that's what I'd recommend in terms of living. Only about $1,000 a month on Airbnb. You talk to the owner, you go offside of that. This is gonna be like what, like $700 a month, $800 a month, like if that. Maybe if I spoke Spanish, I'd be able to get it down by a couple hundred, right? I'm still working on that, but that's what I'd recommend if you're traveling to Medellin. If you're gonna live here long term, definitely get a real estate agent or someone to find you a long term spot that can get the price down a little bit cheaper. Obviously, don't pay Airbnb prices, stuff like that. So that's what the living situation looks like. Now, cost of living is very, very cheap here in Colombia. I'd say the Ubers are probably one of the cheapest I've seen in any country. I can go pretty much anywhere within like a 15-20 minute driving distance for maybe $3, $4 with the tip. I over tip because like on the Airbnb, on the Uber app, they're like, you're person keeps 100% of the tip. Would you like to tip 25 cents, 50 cents, or 75 cents? I'm like, oh, come on, man. You gotta give me some options, give them a little more than that. So I always over tip on Ubers because they just they make like nothing in terms of tips. Literally the options are, it's 4,000 Colombian pesos to $1. And the tip options are like 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000, like literally 25 cents. So I always over tip in that regard. The Ubers are super cheap. I think the most I've ever paid for an Uber on the weekend, on the very, very high, high time zone, or the high times, like high demand times is what I'm trying to say. I think I paid like maybe $10. Yeah, $10 probably. Is the most I've ever paid for an Uber, which is crazy because anywhere else in the United States is like $60 if you want to go around the corner. So yeah, the Ubers are super cheap. The food is super cheap here as well. What I'll say about the food is not the best food I've ever had. I'd say the best food I've ever had city-wise is Lima in Peru. Peruvian food is amazing. Colombian food is not the best food. Like you get typical food, you get the typical rice and beans and the chicken and stuff like that. It's not anything crazy. Like I know Argentina has a lot of good beef and stuff like that. Like Colombia doesn't really have a lot of that stuff. It has some, but it's not like you're gonna get like top quality here unless you eat out at really nice restaurants all the time and you like pay for top quality. And at that point you're actually paying like normal prices, right? So if you're actually trying to save a bit of money, you're not gonna get top quality. But one thing that I will say is they have like basically the equivalent to Whole Foods here. So, I mean, you can go and you can get like solid nutritional food, meat. I mean, I don't know if it's grass-fed, grass-finished, right? But you can get some solid meat, some solid food, some sourdough bread, some avocados aren't the best, imports again. But still, you can get some solid food for not that much money. I think a week of groceries for me and one other person was like, $100, $150, something like that. So it's really not that bad. And that was me like kind of splurging. Like I got all the extra stuff, I got a little bit of olive oil and stuff I didn't need. I did get Haagen-Dazs ice cream, sue me. It only has like 3 ingredients in it. So that's why I like Haagen-Dazs. That is the best ice cream to eat. If you're going to eat ice cream, don't usually go for the sweets, but it was cookies and cream. I had to indulge when I saw that on the shelf. I never see that on the shelf down here. So had to pop in and smack that around. And then that's the food situation. Yeah, but you go to a restaurant, like it's pretty solid. Like you're not really paying a lot of money, like any restaurant. Like, you're paying some money. Like you could pay like $25-$50, but that's like you're going to eat out. That's like, if you're in any major city in the US, it's 3 times cheaper at least. So that is the food situation. And then the fun situation here in Medellin, Colombia, is pretty solid. There's lots of good networking opportunities. There's lots of people down here. It's kind of like not really. It's obviously not like Miami, but it's like the Miami of Latin America, kind of. I'd say like maybe Mexico City is like the New York, right? I don't know, but it's like it's a fun time. Like there's stuff to do if you want to find stuff to do. You could go to ice bath events. You can go to networking events. There's stuff where you can go to the freaking park, read a book for an hour, and then talk to other people, like the language learning type model, but talk to other people about your book and meet new people. Like there's tons of social events like that here that you can go to. I just like to link up with my boys and go co-work at a co-working space, coffee shop, something like that. And obviously with talking to my boys, I meet other awesome G's and other people here. So the networking scene is pretty solid. You can go do some fun stuff. We went horseback riding. We went to the outdoor gun range. Like you can find some fun stuff to do. Obviously we're in the mountains. There's some hikes. So definitely more than enough to do if you actually, go out and you find the stuff. Safety. Let's talk about safety. Okay. So I obviously talked about safety in this area. This cul-de-sac, I'd say, it's pretty safe. Like I kind of know the people here. It's cool. If you're going for like a walk, you got to keep your head on a swivel a little bit, If you're going for a walk at night, you might want to reconsider that. Especially in an area, not in the main tourist area. If you're in the main tourist area, yeah, sure. There's lots of police there. There's lots of other tourists there. Just keep your phone in your pocket and that's it. But if you're pretty much anywhere else, like, yeah, don't like go on a super long walk at night. Like, just put yourself in that situation. Just take an Uber. It's like $2. Besides for that, the safety, I would say, it's not my favorite city in terms of safety, I will say. I don't know about the rest of Colombia specifically. I haven't heard anything better in any other places besides maybe Cartagena, except for apparently there's a lot of scammers there. Haven't been there yet. But yeah, the safety in this city is not my favorite. I love the energy in this city, but I kind of have to keep my head on a swivel at all times, and I have to keep control of my OPSEC at all times, which I always do, but I gotta put a little bit more attention and energy towards it when I'm here. So yeah, if you don't have good OPSEC, or if you don't know, how to be safe or stuff like that, like I definitely stay in the touristy area. Like it is a little bit sus. That's the one kind of drawback I have of this city, especially being white. There's a big negative sentiment towards tourists and stuff because they're being annoying and stuff like that in the city. I get it, to be completely honest. I totally get it. They're driving up prices, and yeah, I mean, like I get it. I'm technically kind of a part of it, but I'd rather be out here than like in the main touristy areas taking part in all the touristy stuff. So safety, probably not the best, but if you're down for some adventures, man, yeah, come down here. Like some people just have a lower risk tolerance than other people, or higher, depending on the way you want to look at it. So that's me, I would say, popping in here. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We covered food, rent, cost of living, safety. All I'm doing is I'm popping in, I'm getting my work done, and going out when it's necessary. But for me specifically, it's all about the view and the vibes. Like I have to be in a spot with a good view, because the view for me dictates the vibes that I'm around. If I'm in like the slums, yeah, I might be saving like $500, but like terrible. Like I don't want to be in the slums. Like I know I'm in the slums. I know I'm living there, and I have a view of a concrete wall. Like who wants to work and be productive in that scenario? I'd rather spend the $500 personally and just have the amazing view and have the vibes and stuff like that. So pretty locked in, getting some work done, grinding on the businesses, chilling here, eating some good food, working out. So we'll update you guys as it goes. But Medellin, Colombia, I like the city here. Keep your head on a swivel, but cost of living's great. Networking is great. I know a lot of good guys here, and I enjoy it here every time I come. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay, to be honest, but we'll see. It's good to update you guys on how everything is. And if you guys have any questions, put them in the comment. I'd be happy to answer them. Put them in the comments. And then, reach out to me on Instagram if that's something you want to do as well. I'm happy to talk about it. But if you guys have, any other input, any other ideas on videos or anything like that, let me know. Besides that, that's pretty much it. That's Medellin, Colombia. So updates on my Instagram. Let me know in the comments. It's been a pleasure.